Welcome back to another episode of the WB Build Gold Shift Garage. Alright, so we've got floor pans delivered. We've got a bit of rust work on those inner guards. And we'll just continue on with some body work installing those floor pans. So hopefully they're the right floor pan. I've ordered the right model. So we'll see how we go. Let's get to it. Alright, we'll just open this up. Hopefully they're the right ones. So we'll see how we go. See how we go. They should be there. Righto. Left one by the looks of that. And right one underneath. We'll pull them out, we'll have a look. Righto. Here we go, here's that left pan. So it looks like a bit of a crease in there where they've folded and spot welded up. And same over here. Not sure if you can see that. So I'll have to remember to seam seal that when we put it in. For those of you wondering, order numbers or part numbers. There you go, that's a part number there for the left and the right. Rare spares. Righto, so I've put them in the actual cab now. We'll have a look. Like, they're just sitting in there loosely, but you know, they seem to be a pretty good fit really. So just looking at those, and I'll just trim them to suit whatever size that I require really. So, but all in all, pretty good fit there from Rare Spares. Have a closer look. There you go. They're not too bad, they fit pretty snug really. Just got to mark out what I need to trim, where I need to trim, and then tack them in. Wow, looks a bit different without all those holes coming along. Not sure if you can hear me, but she's surely coming down. It's been raining like this for a couple of hours now, which is good. More shed time for me. All right, let's get into those floor pans. Rightio, we've got this, it's still raining, hey. Like, it's been raining pretty hard all day. But, alright, let's have a look in the cab. We got both these floor pans cut out now. And I'll tell you what, it's actually a good thing I did, because the rust that I've found up under here, all your floor pans tack on to the actual body as well. All through there where it's all seam sealed, all rusty. So we'll get in and then tidy all that up and then we'll rust treat it. But same on this side. If you have a look down through here, yeah, it's just pretty rusty through here, so we're going to have to take all that surface rust off, rust treat it, seal it, and then put the floor pan back on. But all in all, pretty good afternoon really for a shitty rainy day. Righto, so I've hit all this section with rust converter, cleaned it all up, and then sprayed epoxy over the top of it just to protect that. This side's good. We'll clean up around the floor here and we'll tack on that floor pan. We'll go over here and start rust treating this section as well. All the rust treatment is now done. Rust converter finished off, epoxy all finished off, floors tacked in, tick. So they're all tacked in. I'm just going to go around and fill in all the gaps now, and then we can epoxy all that, seam seal, done. So I'll spin you around, we'll have a look. Here we go, they're just tacked in all the way around. Same as down on that other one. Just tacked in. Now I only went up to here because the actual floor pan comes all the way back up here, and I didn't see the point in having all that redone when, you know, all that through there is good. So just trimmed it up, tacked her in. I'll go around and finish all this off. The old little Unimig Viper, cracker little machine. Well, that's it for me today, I think. I've had a pretty good run on these floors today. So, you know, we've cut them out, new floor pans in, found a heap of rust, treated that, which would have probably bit us in the arse in 10 years' time. So it's now treated, all that rust gone, floor pans tacked in, cracking day. Shit day really, but you know, that's how it goes. Beer for me, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Righto, those of you with more resto experience than I, so what's your thoughts? Original seam sealer, straight on bare metal back in the day, or did they actually prime it and then seam seal? So let me know what you think. I'm actually curious after digging through all that. All right, I'll show you what I mean about all that seam sealer. Before, it was all down through this gap here, went all the way up here. Like, I don't know if that'll focus, but it left a big gap down through there, and that was all full of seam sealer. And when I dug it out, like this is it here, when I dug it all out, it was just full of rust. So I'm pretty sure it was just straight on bare metal, but I might even actually, now that I've got the old Sikaflex 227, I might actually dig all that out while I'm at this stage and then just reprime that and then fill it back full of sealer after what I found there. But yeah, there you go, floor pan's done. You little ripper. Righto, seam sealer done. Both sides. Filled in all the gaps, make sure no water. I'm probably not concerned about this top section here, but underneath the body, I've been under there and seam sealed all where the existing floor and sort of new floor pan meet. So I've sealed all that up. I'm going to put some stone guard underneath there, so that'll help it. But this is all done. Now we'll just put some more epoxy over the top of this and it should be right. I'm in the middle of removing this inner cab wall here. As you can see, it's all cut out. So the reason I'm doing this is I found a rust line that was just below the support there. I'll spin around and show you, but what I found was more than I expected, to be honest. So let's go and have a look. As you can see, I'm doing this in 2 stages, and I'm actually doing this for a reason, because up here where your support runs across, yeah, shit tons of spot welds run all the way along, but you can see that rust line goes all the way along. So we'll have a look what's in there. But what I did find is, like, this was the original inner cab wall, and you can see all the rust. Like, it's all rusty all the way along. And then we'll go over here and have a look, just to see what you actually find inside here. So I've unpicked this section. Look at that. like I can clean all that up and then rust treat it. But here's the culprit. So it's coming in through all your tough torno, where your press studs were. That's where the moisture's been seeping through. And then as a result, you can see all the rust line that goes all the way along. So we'll get rid of this, we'll clean it up, we'll have a look. Initially, like when I started this build, I had no idea I was going to be going this deep in the resto itself. But you know, the more you dive into it, the more you unpick, the more rust you find. So if you've gone to all the trouble of getting the body sandblasted, all painted in epoxy, and you're going to leave this, no real point. So we'll get rid of that. Weld in the new inner cab wall. We'll go from there. But so far, as soon as I do that, pretty sure that's the whole inner cab finished. So that'll be nice. And then it's just body work. A little bit of work up here on the panels, but they're actually not too bad. So we'll get to it, rip that out, clean it up, weld the new piece in. Happy days. Righto, so before we go ahead and clean all this up, everything's off now. It's just the structural frame of that inner cab wall. I'll show you what's actually inside it. 42-year piece of steel, mind you. So let's go and have a look and see what a tiny little bit of water every now and again does to your frame. All right, let's have a look at it. So it's actually not as bad as I first thought. Like there's a fair bit of surface rust in there, but nothing too corrosive yet. So I think we pretty much got to that in time, I think. Like even all around these edges, we'll clean all those up. Weld in that new piece. Yeah, but if we had left that, they would have definitely rotted through in another 4 or 5 years, no worries. Righto, I was probably in there for 5 minutes with that Y wheel on the drill. So you can sort of see, if I get down like that, you can see the difference already inside there. All that surface rust is now starting to come loose. So I'll spin you around, we'll jump in and we'll have a look. All right. So here's the non-side, I haven't touched that yet. And then into that side there. So that'll come up pretty good. That'll come up pretty good when I give it a little bit more attention. So obviously with another, half an hour, 40 minutes on the wire wheel, I'll strip all that old surface rust out. We'll rust treat it. Might even spray some epoxy in there, seal it up, weld the panel on, done. So another job ticked. Righto, that's all hit with the rust converter now. Maybe we'll give that 12 hours. It can do its thing. But that is a hell of a lot better than what we started with when we first took that out. Very good. Righto, new day, new job on the old ute today. So as you can see, that back inner cab wall there is all welded in. It's all sprayed with epoxy. So that's good. So what we'll do, seam seal it, cover it with epoxy again, done. All right, so what I have done already is, because we're not having a tarp on this, not a hard top, not a soft top, not a tonneau cover, nothing. So what I've done on the back here, where your inner cab wall is, all along through there, I've actually seam sealed all the press stud holes, so we can't get water back inside that cab there and rot that out again. Righto, as you can see now, that's all seam sealed, both sides, all seam sealed, and underneath here, it's all seam sealed along the back there too, which is good. So that's another job ticked off the list. Well, that's going to be it for me on this episode. Hope you've enjoyed. If you like what you see, and if you don't mind, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Plenty more action to come on the old WB build here at Gold Shift Garage. Cheers.